give us some information about how to reapply in case the visa is rejected?
Yes, every application that has been rejected has got a right to reappeal. The only problem comes if your visa has been rejected on the basis of character grounds. Okay, character is when you have provided false documents, you have provided a work experience letter when you actually did not work. It's a very common thing with students is, they'll have an uncle or an auntie who owns a company and they'll take a letter from them saying, I worked here, so the visa officer will call. The uncle has given the letter but he's forgotten to tell the receptionist to answer, So when they call, the receptionist will say, sorry, nobody called, that works here. They know it's fake. So I think it's a very bad idea for students to use fake documents, whether it is for work experience. There's also, unfortunately, a very big racket running in Hyderabad, where some consultancies, as they call themselves, also help students to prepare fake documents, like bank statements and fixed deposits and things like that. And these are all not good things to do. So when a visa officer finds out that it's not genuine, they can mark you as somebody who has been rejected a visa on character grounds. Once that remark goes into your file, then it's a very, very difficult thing to get a visa. So you need to be careful about those things. Yeah.
What are the strategies adopted to attract students to study in New Zealand?
Okay, the government of New Zealand has identified 3 or 4 core markets. India happens to be one of them, besides South America and China, of course, which is a huge country with lots of population. They have created a website called newzealandeducated.com, which is run by Education New Zealand. Education New Zealand is like a quasi-government organization which gets funding from all the institutions and also from the government. So they are the apex body for export education from New Zealand. Okay, and Robert Stevens, the CEO of Education New Zealand, and his team, they are all working very hard to promote their education in other countries. So they have a website called newzealandeducated.com. In India, they also conduct fairs in the different cities of India. They do it twice a year. We have one big fair in September where it covers approximately 6 to 7 cities. They have a mini fair in April, which again covers normally 3 to 4 cities. All the institutions come forward and do it. Many of the institutions also do their own individual promotions in association with their representatives like Array, and we then give advertisements in the papers and and do counseling sessions and spot admission sessions and those kinds of things. So that's one thing. So we're all working in tandem, and the government has also now created this group called the New Zealand India Education Representatives, because in our country, everybody with a table, 2 chairs thinks as a consultant, which is unfortunate, because it's much more than just dishing out advice. It's about the career of a young person. So I didn't realizing that there is potential for giving false information through every Tom, Dick and Harry who calls himself a consultant. The government has also set up this small little group called the NZIER, and we are proud members of that as well. And this group works with the Trade Department, with the Immigration Department, and rarely also with the Tourism Department to promote brand New Zealand. It's not just the education, but we try to promote New Zealand. So a lot of strategies are adopted. Personally, my company believes in adopting information technology to promote New Zealand. I think we have a very fun website. I get a lot of feedback about our website, which is arraynz.com. It's put up in a fun sort of way where young people can go and see why it is good to study in New Zealand, what happens after study, what happens during study, what courses can you pursue. So a lot of information is there. Yeah.
What are the various sources of entertainment for the students?
Many. Especially for those who are a bit adventurous and outdoorsy in nature, I think New Zealand presents an extremely unique opportunity to live out their dreams and passions. I personally was involved with some water sports and motorsports when I was living in New Zealand, but it's tremendous. New Zealand is considered the adventure capital of the world, so it's where the bungee jump was invented. That is where the Zorb was invented. Do you know what the Zorb is? It's a big plastic ball, and you can get inside and you can roll yourself down a hill. So it's very outdoorsy. People are very open to adventure, trekking, camping, fishing, hunting, all those kind. For those party types, there's also lots of clubs and activities. There are good discos. It's a beautiful country, so you can go for long drives. There is skiing available. There is just about anything that you can imagine. And the beauty of it, all in a very safe environment. Because I'm talking about the outdoors, I must tell you a very unique fact about New Zealand. There are no snakes in New Zealand. Okay, absolutely no snakes in New Zealand. Okay, so you can go and sleep in a forest, and there is no wild animal or creature that can kill you. Okay, so that's how safe it is.